every time you guys watch Scream 2, it's going to be a different experience for you. Okay? It's going to be a different experience for you. And what I can tell you is that Jada did not have this reaction when it went down. Man, this week there were so many of these freaking memes that were coming out, and it was unavoidable. And my thoughts on, my thoughts on the situation were that Will Smith, way out of line for what he did. I think if you go and look at if you type in Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, I think that's a good place to start to kind of get a barometer for where he has been emotionally over the past couple of years. This is a guy that's been through hell the last couple of years emotionally. Not saying what he did was, right. Like poor Chris Rock was just kind of in his way, in his path. This had nothing to do with Chris Rock. This had something to do with Will Smith's demons. This is a guy that's been having, he's at probably one of the lowest points in his life. Doesn't matter how much money he makes. Doesn't matter how famous he is. Even the most famous people have problems. And man, he's had some serious problems. So I felt bad for Chris Rock, of course. But I also feel bad for Will Smith. I don't judge him. I don't, say that Will Smith is a horrible person. I don't even think he's a bad person. I think he's a good person that, is having a rough time in his life, and he made a terrible mistake in a moment. It was one of those moments where he didn't really think about it. And, he had all this. He was at the Oscars and he had all these people around him. Tensions were high, and I think he just made a horrible mistake. And he probably regretted it the second after he did it. He was so emasculated, he needed to make a big statement. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Almost part of me thinks, and this might sound weird, but part of me thinks he wanted to commit a bad act just to basically let the world know that he's suffering. Sometimes you want to destroy. It's like Fight Club. I want to destroy something beautiful today. The scene where he's beating Jared Leto's face into a pulp. Chris Rock is Jared Leto's face in Fight Club. That guy did nothing wrong to him, but he just happened to be in his way. And I want to destroy something beautiful today. And Chris Rock had a beautiful moment there. He's hosting the Oscars. That's a dream. That's a bucket list item in somebody's life that they will never achieve. And he's done it a couple times, this great, beautiful moment. And Will Smith is drowning in this sorrow that is just destroying him. I want to destroy something beautiful today. Jada teed me right up. And so that's what he did. He got up, he walked up, and didn't even think about it. He just slapped him. And probably after he slapped him, you don't talk about Fight Club. That's rule number one. Probably after he slapped him, that was, he probably was like, damn, okay, I did it. Now I got to suffer the consequences. Some people want to suffer. Some people want to be punished. I think Will Smith he didn't want to go on with just living in this, vat of depression and sorrow and all this stuff that was going on. And again, I feel horrible for Chris Rock. And I think Chris Rock handled the situation beautifully, because Chris Rock could have done 10 different things. He could have punched him back. He could have yelled, at the Academy in that moment, hey, this guy just hit me. I want security here right now. He could have done that, and that wouldn't have been a bad thing to do. This guy just assaulted me. Somebody get him out of here. That would have been a logical reaction. But he didn't do that. He said, let's carry on with the show. And I think that was the right decision. Like, I got a show to run, and how do I diffuse this situation as quick as possible? And that's what he did, because it worked. Of course, it's in everybody's mind. Everybody's like, what the fuck just happened? But Chris Rock diffused that situation, lightning fast. And I think the outcome of that event could not have been any better. Could not have been any better in my mind. So, but unfortunately, there were a million memes that came out of it. And, I think this was one of the first ones I saw too. Anthony Jordan on Killer Flicks. Rob Zombie, subtlety in horror movies. Hey, I love Rob Zombie, okay? But he's not subtle. He's anything but subtle.